I think there's an echo. Should be fine now. So, but were you able to go through those videos?
No, Vilas, I was completely occupied.
Okay.
If you can, maybe in 5 minutes we explain, I will understand about Mandukya, because I have gone through that through Veda. I have gone through that, and also some meaning. Okay. And then you can continue. I can pick up fast here.
Anyway, in 5 minutes we cannot do it. So yesterday what we did, I can explain, or rather that was a question. So basically I'd asked one question but to Lata and Padma Shri, so they're not going to reply to this question, so you can answer this question. Okay, what really happens in the waking state? What do you feel in a waking state? When you say anything called as a waking state, what really you feel? What really you experience?
Waking stage, as per my understanding, immediately my mind is able to witness that I have my existence, both Panchendriya related sensing as well as mind itself can understand about my thinking. Because I Jagrata Avastha, I am able to see very clearly about myself. I am not talking about Atma. I am talking about the knowledge of you, which comes, and then in the mind the process happens. I think it's incoming knowledge.
No, you have gone into theory. I am asking you, when we say waking, what do you really experience as waking? Forget about Vedanta and Vedas and this and that and all of that. When you say, I've woken up to the day, what really happens? What really you experience?
I experience my body.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to give answer one after that. You can pick up which one is the most suitable here. Yeah, you have to ask the question in such a way that you are prompting me there. I don't know, because there are so many variations here.
No, very simple, but you relax a bit. You can take time.
The moment I wake up, my memory becomes active. Then I have control on that. Control is given to me. Till then, there was no control.
Okay.
Then raga, dvesha, all that starts.
No, again you went into you went into
Turiya. Okay.
So
waking stage is a control. I can move, I can think, and I can do.
Okay. Fine.
Till then in the deep sleep stage, I don't have such feelings. Because I don't remember that I am witnessing also anything during sleep. But the moment I am in waking stage, I can control it.
Okay. Fine. So here is the answer. As soon as you think, feel that you are awake, you will experience continuity.
Yes.
That's all what you experience.
It's called continuity. Yeah, I think that's right. Life is, I can relate my life till I started memorizing myself, age of 5 or so, and I can bring and I can also extrapolate.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
That's all what you really experience. Forget about Vedanta. That's the experience what you get. It's continuance. And the continuance happens because there is a past, that is what you did yesterday. And there is the present moment where you feel the past and you will project the future. That's all we are going to do.
Yes. Yes.
And that is called as continuance. So that is called waking. Okay. And that's what we discussed for the whole 1 hour yesterday, almost. In various ways. So when there is continuation.
But one thing, yeah, the continuation of what? Of this life only we can remember.
No, you
Nothing
forget
is
all
beyond
about that. You forget about there's a future life, past life, all that. These are all fabrication. You leave that. But what?
Okay, can I give one more thing?
Yes.
I feel my existence.
Yes, which is continuous, right?
Yeah.
Which again comes back to the same thing.
Yeah.
When you say you exist because there is this existence, right? Sat is there. That Sat, what is really there, is not the Sat what you are experiencing. You are experiencing the mind of past, present, and future.
Yes.
That is the misunderstanding, right? And that is what Vedanta is all about.
Yeah, Vedanta gives the theory of that. Yes.
So what I was telling Lata and Padmashri is that when we were looking at Mandukya Upanishad, there we finished that Taijasa portion, and it says what needs to be accomplished, but it doesn't say how to see that. There is no how. That how is there in Buddha teaching, it is not there in Vedanta or in Upanishad. So what we need to do is know the theory but apply practically and see what you really experience. So day before yesterday, sorry, not yesterday only, when I was taking a bath, I got this insight on what I should be asking. So I asked the question to both of them. When you are in waking state, when you awake, what do you experience? You experience continuity, you experience existence defined as in the past, present, and future. That's all what you experience. You will start to say, I did that in the past, I am going to do this I'm doing this now, and I will be doing that in the future.
Correct.
That's all we do. There is nothing else anybody is doing apart from these three things: past, present, and future. And that.
Well, as per you, what is Vedanta teaches here, and what is Buddha's extra teaching here?
The Buddha teaching is how to do it. How? Vedanta teaches what is required.
Now, for what? Is it for continuity or?
No. It doesn't talk about continuity. That's the reason I asked you, did you go through the video? Because we have finished till Taijasa. Sorry, we have finished till, we have done Vaishvanara, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya, and we discussed about what is Turiya state also.
Okay.
So, if we were to go back, then we have to restart from the beginning.
No, not required.
So you said, whatever you discussed, tell me in 5 minutes. So I took 5 minutes.
Yes.
So I took that 5 minutes and explained to you what we spoke about. So the thing is, in the state of Turiya, if I were to go through that, what I can say, the shloka, it says that first to be eliminated, that is neti, is the Taijasa. The conscious internal world of the mind has to be removed. Then Vishwa has to be removed. That is the external world of object and sense pleasure. So if we remove that, it removes the waking and dreaming happening simultaneously. And when that happens, it denies the state of deep sleep where nothing can be distinguished. You cannot say this or that. and there is absence of duality, but it is not still a non-dual supreme state. And when you are there, these three states, waking, dream, and deep sleep, possibility also get removed. And when we remove that, it creates void. Not the void of nothingness, but that void which is really not void is shown. And in the phase 2 of Neti Neti, starting from 7 to 13, it talks that negate all objects of the Vishwa. So we are going to remove the Drig. So the Drishya will not be there. So if the Drig and Drishya is not there, then the interaction with all things perish. So there is no Vishwa. If Vishwa is not there of that, then the sense organs of action, that is Karma Indriya, also will not be there. If that happens, then the Taijasa is gone. So the intellect is also negated. And when the intellect is negated, the mass called as mind, where the thoughts, desires, emotions are feelings, and all of that are also negated. And when that negation happens, the description through which you say, that is the speech, is also negated, which is a mixture of Vishwa and Taijasa, and that then brings to self-awareness, which is Turiya. This is what is there in Mandukya Upanishad.
Yeah, right.
Now
Thanks.
this says what? It says what you are going to experience. Now can you get how? Do you get an answer to how here? That is what you need to think, or you need to contemplate rather than thinking. How would I do it? This is the last step. Now you tell me how.
How to get into that stage, right?
Yes, sir. It says what needs to be accomplished. So he's saying Neti Neti, you should do these. That is what should be done. Now it doesn't answer, okay, I understand, but how? Because Shankaracharya or all the Acharyas or all the saints and the rishis of past, they have experienced it. We can't say they have never experienced. So it will be too rude to say that only Buddha experienced and nobody else experienced. No. The difference between the Buddha way of looking at it and the Upanishad and the Vedas and all that is the Vedas and Upanishads say what needs to be accomplished, but doesn't say about how and how you have to really do it for yourself. So you can come up with your own methodology, tool, technique to make that how happen. In that way, Veda is the supreme thing. There's no other supreme thing than the Veda and the Upanishad, because it says what needs to be done. It fails to explain how it can be accomplished, because how is your experience? So that is the reason Madhvacharya says that this how is belonging to Sri Hari, and Sri Hari has to bless or bestow or grace or whatever, and then only the person can understand. Otherwise it is not a common thing. So Advaita itself is wrong. Shankara's philosophy saying that everybody can do it is wrong. If that was true, then everybody would have figured out how to do it rather than reading about what needs to be done. Clear? What Buddha did is he gave how. He said this is how you can accomplish. So whatever I asked yesterday as a question to Padmashri and Lata is on that how. From whatever I have gained insight from Buddha teaching plus the Upanishad, if I were to go through it, I get what and how. Now it becomes easy. But what you are doing is only what? You are trying to find out what it is. Okay, this is called Brahman. Okay, now I got it. But how will I experience it? That is not there. So we can discuss on that, on if you think there is how in this. Question, but
I think we will continue how part.
okay. So my first question of how is waking state. How would you experience the waking state? You will experience the waking state as continuance. So Padma Shri spoke about permanent. Okay, she said that it seems to be permanent, which is true. She almost nailed it yesterday, but they had little bit of gap. That's all. And Lata was trying to figure out what needs to be answered. So, and then we took almost 9:20, and then we started with dream state. So today I'm supposed to ask a question relating to dream state, and then I realized that you're not gone through that these discussion what we had. It's not an issue, so we will slightly cover that and then go to this. So in the waking state, if there is permanence or if there is continuance, if there is existence, what is the result of that? This has been answered by Padma Shri and Lata, so I don't have to ask them. So I will ask you, what is the consequence? What is the result of that?
Result of what exactly is your question?
Result of existence, result of continuance, if it is there. What is the result of it? If something is there as continuation, what would be it resulting as?
Continuation.
If something is continuous, let us say your daughter is continuous, your wife is continuous, you are continuous, what does it lead to? Our job is continuous.
See, if it is continuous, means it's a continuous, there is no end.
Now what does it lead to? Agreed, there is no end. Ananta.
Yeah.
So what does it make you feel?
The continuity makes me to feel comfortable.
So can you elaborate on that?
It's a continuous.
Pardon?
Yeah, because it is continuous. See, I am having something with me that's called life now.
Right.
And life is very, very precious. I always ensure that it is fully protected, and also through that, for me, I will enjoy. It is security also for me. So I expect that to continue. But actually, it is not continuous. Actually, I know this life from the day I started remembering, and I don't know when I'm going to forget. That's unknown. So, but I assume my assumption is it is continuous.
No, that is your feeling. So what do you assume?
Yeah.
Because of continuity, what gets established?
Because it is continue, what is established. So I have to do something so I can do what I want to do based on my preferences. Because assumption is here, life is continuous. Then my assumption is again, because it is continuous, I have to do something. I have to achieve something. I have to achieve my goals.
Right. That is correct.
Yeah.
So that is correct.
Yeah.
You become comfortable. You said one appropriate word almost closer to the answer.
Yeah.
And you are trying to achieve goals and all that. It is also partially correct.
To give a comfort only. Yeah. Everything is for giving the comfort. And every day I try to be more and more comfortable.
Right. So
with respect to the time, more and comfortable is more and more happy. That's what I'm searching.
No, that is correct. But why do you want to become so comfortable?
Because that gives me complete satisfaction.
No, not at all. If it was very comfortable, it will be boring. Then we will not ask in the organization to give challenging assignment.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to ask
comfortable to achieve higher goals.
Now that higher and lower is all fabrication. You leave that, because one is high for somebody, another it is very low. So we can't take that. But what is that which get established if something is continuing? If you were to be continuing yesterday, day before yesterday, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, like that, what would you assume? What is your establishing? What gets established in your mind?
It's only comfort.
No, how do you get
sense
comfort?
Of satisfaction?
Correct.
Yeah.
No, you'll not get satisfaction. If you're satisfied, then you don't want to grow.
That is true.
So that is just a word.
It creates that ase.
No. You leave that. If there is a continuity, if something is continuous, I will give the answer so that we don't have to go through this again.
Okay.
See, you assume stability and you feel secure, or you assume security and feel stable.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what everyone does, including an animal.
Say again, security?
If something is continuous,
yes,
it gives a state of permanency, right?
Correct.
In permanency, what exists?
Security.
Or stability.
Stability, yes.
You will either assume things are very stable. Job is stable, married life is stable, daughters are stable, house is stable, everything is stable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hence you feel secure. Or you will assume security, that you are secure.
Yeah.
And try to work towards stability. You got the point?
Yeah, but this is a combination of 3-4 things, right? Goals only you're talking about. That means if you have that continuity, you will try to get into the next level of happiness, security, and peace. These are the 3 main goals.
No, you leave that. That again comes to Vedanta. I'm not interested in talking about Vedanta. What is your personal feeling? The personal feeling when you look at your wife or home or your car or your hometown or whatever you have done so far is a continuation, right?
Yeah, it gives more this one to security. Yes, correct.
See, when it is continuous, that is, you existed long time ago, from your childhood till date, you have existed, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it stable?
Yeah.
In your
continuity
mind.
Is stable. Yeah, continuity is stable. Yes. Yes.
So, either you will assume stability, you will assume yourself that I am very stable and work towards securing it. Got it?
Yeah.
How do you secure it? You will earn more or have an insurance, make your life comfortable and this and that. It is, you are trying to secure. You'll take life insurance, term insurance, this one, that one, all of that, including investments. What we do is for security, assuming stability, right? You already assumed that I'm stable. Sometimes we assume stability. We assume security and make things stable. That is, I want a stable wife, I want a stable home, I want a stable job, I want a stable career, I want a stable children and all that. We assume security and then work towards stability, or we assume stability and work towards security. This is what happens when there is continuation.
Yes.
So other two also can reject or add or whatever it is. I'm not that Since you both attended yesterday, so you should remain complete silent spectator.
What you have told now is, I think it is perfect.
Yes. So when we are in waking state, that state promises continuation. Number one. So since all five senses are open and the five sense objects are coming into picture, it gives an experience of continuous existence. Oh, I saw that. Oh, I heard this. I'm eating this. I'm doing that. I'm doing all of that. Because I becomes a consistent thing, right? It is continuous. When I exist, it should bring in stability, right? So you want to secure that I.
Correct.
So either we assume security or we assume stability. This is what happens in the waking state for all.
Correct.
And this is called as Nicha in Pali. That means non-arising and passing away. Nothing is arising to pass away. It is there. It is stable. It has been there forever. So what gets missed out, which I did not cover yesterday while we went to the dream state, is the arising and passing away. That is not seen. This is the insight, what you get. This is how to see it. Waking state, how to see it. In Mandukya, it talks about what is waking state, but how to see it is not there. I'm not saying Buddha is great or Upanishad is great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in if we go through the Mandukya Upanishad, the first few shlokas which talks about the waking state, it only says what is a waking state. It doesn't say how to experience the waking state. And this is how you can experience the waking state. Fine?
Yes.
So shall we now move into the next one where I was supposed to ask a question. So now, this one happened this morning from 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. That is 5 minutes. But to explain that will take time. So I will ask one question to all the three of you now. We started at 8:45 and we are now going to close at 9:30, which is another 17 minutes from now. If we were to take this 8:45 to 9:30, what all you will experience? Can you answer me this question? What happens when somebody says you have 45 minutes? What happens?
It gives a feel of there is end for achieving.
Correct.
And then within that, you have to do something, and that means sense of urgency.
Right.
And then you will focus only on that thing what you have to do, and all other things will be taken away. You will be fully focusing on that particular task for achieving it, because then only you will get a satisfaction if you finish before the deadline. Otherwise, you feel very, very uncomfortable because you could not achieve.
Right.
It's like, you are prioritize.
We will prioritize. Now, we have done one of these exercises sometime back when it came to time management. First, that person will tell you, assume you are having next 3 hours only to live. What will be the few things that you will do? And then he slowly expands the life. I mean, it's just that you have to start to imagine so that you are prioritizing things first, and then you're able to finish those things, because we always think that our life is eternal, and we plan out things in such a way that assuming there is no end to us. So in order to make us understand that fact that you have to prioritize your work and first things first, he starts to do it, and then he asks us to list the whole set of things. And then he says, it was a 3-day program. Then he says, today you go and finish what you have listed for the first 3 hours of your life. You go and do that today only. That has to be done today, he says. So that is what I was trying to imagine when you asked this question of this 45 minutes. Because the first thing that comes to my mind is, what is the most important thing? If I have to finish off things, then after that I don't have the time, then what are those things which I would like to do and finish it off? That is what we will first think.
Yes. So what is the experience of that? That is correct. You will prioritize, you will try to finish everything in that 3 hours or 45 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes or whatever that is. But what it actually leads to.
It actually leads to the fact, at least what I experienced when I did that activity, was that there is nothing called permanence in this whole thing. That is what I experienced. There is nothing called permanence.
Correct.
Meaning, it can happen that it might be really true. Maybe I may not even have that 3 hours time. I may even have just 1 hour. So at any point in time, I don't know how long I live. So there should be no, meaning when we are thinking that there are projects for immortality, meaning I think that there is something which is always there. I will be always doing something, and I plan accordingly. So that plan is really not required, is what I felt.
Good. But again, you have not answered the question. You have given me the other insight into it.
No, that is what I felt, Vilas. Meaning, okay. I don't know, because I did not feel my breathing and all those things. What I felt at that time was that there is nothing permanent. That's all. That is what I felt.
Perfect. That is good. So if you don't find permanency, what happens to the waking state? Can you answer, Padmashri?
Come again. If you don't have permanence, what happens to the
waking state?
Waking state.
Because waking state is dependent on permanency, continuation.
No, but there is actually at that point in time, the feeling of I and permanent, this one is not there at all.
Correct.
Meaning you are not distinguishing between the mind, the conscious I is not there. The I is not present at all. You feel anything can happen at that point in time, and so that I is not existing. That is what I feel. The awake state is not there. I feel that is not an awake state at all.
Yes. So what happens here is that when the permanency is gone, the continuation is gone. So the continuation is gone, the stability is gone. The stability is gone, the security itself is gone. So you get, the mind loses itself. So there's no mind. That's all what you experience. If somebody were to give you a 3-hour task, asking you to prioritize, that's all what you have to live. And that is a harsh reality. You have to do that. And then that is how it would look. It cuts out the future and it cuts out the past. And you will only concentrate on what needs to be accomplished in that 3 hours. Which is what we are doing. If we were to ask what it would be for 45 minutes, that's all we would take. But what is the conclusion, or what is the result of this, whatever we are doing? Maybe I'll not ask you, Padmashri, maybe I'll ask other two. You have answered almost 90% of it.
What is the question here?
Question here is, if you have 45 minutes, like what Padmashri explained, so if you are supposed to do a time management and there's a 3 hours only to live, okay, you will start prioritizing for that 3 hours and you will not believe in that future, right? There's no future. If you're supposed to live for 3 hours, what is there in the future? So you'll prioritize, you'll try to accomplish and all that for that 3 hours. So you lose the permanency.
Yeah.
Right. And that means you lose the continuation. There's no continuation.
Correct. Yes.
So my question was, if there is no continuation, that is if we have only 45 minutes or if we have only 3 hours or whatever the time frame you're setting, what do you really experience as an outcome of it? The input is 3 hours or 45 minutes or whatever we are talking about. What's the output of that? What do you really experience?
Yeah, if you have some plans, you feel because you are not able to accomplish bigger plans, which you cannot accommodate within that. Okay, then it is uncomfortable feeling. But if you have no plans, you have only one goal, utilize that and make it very meaningful, you will be very happy. It is depending on the mindset at that point in time, and that mindset is nothing but your life's mindset.
No, but
you may be panic or you may be very happy.
No, that is correct. No, that doesn't answer the question. You are giving me something else. See, if you're having only 45 minutes, okay, for your life, what is that experience you get?
Yeah, continuity is not there. You will be very, very uncomfortable.
You will feel unstable and insecure.
Yeah, that is correct. See, if anything continuation is lost, then it will immediately bring in insecurity and the stability is gone, or it brings in instability and the security is gone. So what was assumed was either we have an insecurity and we go behind stability, or we assume stability and go behind security. That whole equation is changed. But I'm not asking that. What is the result? There is some result of this.
Practically, what will happen is in that 45 minutes, you will not think about yourself. You will just think about what needs to be done and how you are going to be, how the others who are dependent on you are going to get the information which you are having at that moment. That is all perhaps practically will happen.
Right.
You will not think about yourself at all at that moment, because everything will be looking like a waste of time. Meaning pondering over, feeling uncomfortable, all those things will be a waste of time. You will think that, okay, you are having this 45 minutes, you have to make the best use of giving the information to people around you. That practically, I feel that is what will happen.
Yes, absolutely true. And that not feeling the self or I is what is called as laya. So you will have dissolution if a time is set. So the continuity is not there. So I was supposed to start with the dream state, so we ended up being in waking state and dissolution. We have 7 more minutes or 6 more minutes left. So basically, the test for instability and insecurity can be experienced through putting the time, and both will come into force. The assumption is gone. So the fabrication of the mind, which made this non-existence thing as existence, is removed. If there were anything called as a time. If there is no time, then only there is permanence. So what is that which is Turiya is no time, no space. Then only there is pure consciousness. So that's the experience we are supposed to get when we get into Turiya. So the first step we need to do is what is waking. So we looked at waking. Then we looked at what happens if there is a time. So there is laya. That's all what is true. Any questions on that?
Yeah, see, that is for yogic kind of approach, what you are talking. In reality, what happens to people is, the moment they know that they are not going to survive beyond some time frame known to them, short time frame, immediately their mind goes of thinking about their next generation, right? Their wife, children, and that continuity. That means they are still in the samsara. But what you are talking is, don't do that. Come back to in a spiritual world where you should know how to forget space and time.
No. We are yet to go there, even without death. If our meeting were to end in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
If you don't have samsara, all that what you said is...
No, even then, like 8:45 we started.
Yeah.
9:30 we are supposed to end.
Yes.
Can you extend?
No.
So what is happening? Laya only is happening.
Yeah, laya happens. That's guaranteed.
Whether you like it or not, it is happening, right?
Yes.
So the dream is gone. Meaning the waking state is gone, not the dream. The waking state is gone.
Mm.
So what is the conclusion of that? The conclusion is the mind knows death.
Correct.
It knows the ending.
Yes.
So when the day happens, night is for sure. But the belief is that I existed in the past, I am now talking, I will exist in the future.
Mm.
But when I am saying that our meeting ends in next 3 minutes, even though we have a topic to discuss for another 2 hours, what happens to that? Gets into laya.
Time is over. It's all laya.
It's laya only, that's all.
Nothing beyond that.
That is called mrityu. So what happened to the samsara?
When you are mrityu, where is samsara? Then no samsara.
That's all what it is. So your waking state is what then? This is what Vedanta calls it as dream.
Vedanta. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm coming back to Vedanta. So what?
Mithya. You're talking mithya is this?
Yes. Loka is mithya.
Mm.
Why? Because if we are going to end this meeting in next 2 minutes, what loka will you have?
Every second, 1 second is mrityu. Gone.
Exactly. So that is what Sarva Priyananda in one of his video was talking about. It is, Buddhists call it as kshanika, minute by minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And because of Nagarjuna it got distorted, but otherwise the Buddha teaching, if we were to put it, he exactly says what is there in Mandukya Upanishad, but as an experiential reality, not as a theoretical reality. It answers what in Mandukya Upanishad, but doesn't answer how. So I used to tell this in some of our talks. I used to say that there is one step which is missing, one step which is missing. So yesterday when I was taking bath, I was asked to talk about this by the same guru who comes every now and then. So I am bringing it forward from yesterday.
Nice, very nice. I have to join next meeting.
No problem.
Thank you.
No
tomorrow.
problem. So we will again meet up tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Good day.